reading the Supreme Court of the United States opinion syllabus in Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission, certiorari to the Court of Appeals of Colorado. Argued December 5th, 2017. Decided June 4th, 2018. Masterpiece Cake Shop is a Colorado bakery owned and operated by Jack Phillips, an expert baker and devout Christian. In 2012, he told a same-sex couple that he would not create a cake for their wedding celebration because of his religious opposition to same-sex marriage. Marriages that Colorado did not then recognize, but that he would sell them other baked goods, e.g., birthday cakes. The couple filed a charge with the Colorado Civil Rights Commission pursuant to the Colorado Anti-Discrimination Act, CADA, which prohibits, as relevant here, discrimination based on sexual orientation in a place of business engaged in any sales to the public and any place offering services to the public. Under CADA's administrative review system, the Colorado Civil Rights Division first found probable cause for a violation and referred the case to the Commission. The Commission then referred the case for a formal hearing before a state administrative law judge, who ruled in the couple's favor. In so doing, the administrative law judge rejected Phillips's First Amendment claims that requiring him to create a cake for a same-sex wedding would violate his right to free speech by compelling him to exercise his artistic talents to express a message with which he disagreed, and would violate his right to the free exercise of religion. Both the Commission and the Colorado Court of Appeals affirmed. The Supreme Court held, the Commission's actions in this case violated the Free Exercise Clause. The laws and the Constitution can, and in some instances must, protect gay persons and gay couples in the exercise of their civil rights. But religious and philosophical objections to gay marriage are protected views, in some instances, protected forms of expression. See Obergefell versus Hodges. While it is unexceptional that Colorado law can protect gay persons in acquiring products and services on the same terms and conditions as are offered to other members of the public, the law must be applied in a manner that is neutral towards religion. To Phillips, his claim that using his artistic skills to make an expressive statement, a wedding endorsement, in his own voice and of his own creation, has a significant First Amendment speech component, and implicates his deep and sincere religious beliefs. His dilemma was understandable in 2012, which was before the Colorado court recognized the validity of gay marriages performed in the state, and before this court issued United States versus Windsor, or Obergefell. Given the state's position at the time, there is some force to Phillips's argument that he was not unreasonable in demanding his decision lawful. In deeming his decision lawful, apologies. State law at the time also afforded storekeepers some latitude to decline to create specific messages they considered offensive. Indeed, while the instant enforcement proceedings were pending, State Civil Rights Division concluded in at least 3 cases that a baker acted lawfully in declining to create cakes with decorations that demanded gay persons or gay marriages. Phillips, too, was entitled to a neutral and respectful consideration of his claims in all the circumstances of the case. That consideration was compromised, however, by the Commission's treatment of Phillips's case, which showed elements of clear and impermissible hostility towards the sincere religious beliefs motivating his objection. As the records show, some of the commissioners at the Commission's formal public hearings endorsed a view that religious beliefs cannot legitimately be carried into the public sphere or commercial domain. They disparaged Phillips' faith as despicable and characterized it as merely rhetorical, and compared his invocation of his sincerely held religious beliefs to defenses of slavery and the Holocaust. No commissioners objected to the comments, nor were they mentioned in the later state court hearing, ruling, or disavowed in the briefs filed here. The comments thus cast doubt on the fairness and impartiality of the Commission's adjudication of Phillips's case. Another indication of hostility is the different treatment of Phillips's case and the cases of other bakers with objections to anti-gay messages, who prevailed before the Commission. The Commission ruled against Phillips in part on the theory that any message on the requested wedding cake would be attributed to the customer, not to the baker. Yet the division did not address this point in any of these cases involving requests for cakes depicting anti-gay marriage symbolism. The division also considered that each bakery was willing to sell other products to the prospective customers, but the Commission found Phillips's willingness to do the same irrelevant. The State Court of Appeals brief discussion of this disparity of treatment does not answer Phillips's concern that the state's practice was to disfavor the religious basis of his objection. For these reasons, the Commission's treatment of Phillips's case violated the state's duty under the First Amendment not to base laws or regulations on hostility to a religion or religious viewpoint. The government, consistent with the Constitution's guarantee of free exercise, cannot impose regulations that are hostile to the religious beliefs of affected citizens, and cannot act in a manner that passes judgment upon or presumes the illegitimacy of religious beliefs and practices. Church of Lukumi Babao I Incorporated versus Hyala. Factors relevant to the assessment of governmental neutrality include the historical background of the decision under challenge, the specific series of events leading to the enactment or official policy in question, and the legislative or administrative history, including contemporaneous statements made by members of the decision-making body. In view of these factors, the record here demonstrates that the Commission's consideration of Phillips's case was neither tolerant nor respectful of his religious beliefs. The Commission gave every appearance of adjudicating his religious objection based on a negative normative evaluation of the particular justification for his objection and the religious grounds for it. But government has no role in expressing or even suggesting whether the religious ground for Phillips's conscience-based objection is legitimate or illegitimate. The inference here is thus that Phillips's religious objection was not considered with the neutrality required by the Free Exercise Clause. The state's interest could have been weighed against Phillips's sincere religious objections in a way consistent with the requisite religious neutrality that must be strictly observed. But the official expression of hostility to religion in some of the Commissioner's comments were inconsistent with that requirement, and the Commission's disparate consideration of Phillips's case compared to the cases of other bakers suggests the same. The decision is reversed. Justice Kennedy delivered the opinion of the court, in which Chief Justice Roberts and Justices Breyer, Alito, Kagan, and Gorsuch joined. Justice Kagan filed a concurring opinion in which Justice Breyer joined. Justice Gorsuch filed a concurring opinion in which Justice Alito joined. Justice Thomas filed an opinion concurring in part and concurring in the judgment, in which Justice Gorsuch joined. Justice Ginsburg filed a dissenting opinion, in which Justice Sotomayor joined. Thank you for listening.